Like any page which renders on the browser. Like you have a website. These are your cloud pages. Means these are the websites, but any one page or two page or small pages you want to create. Suppose you want to create a small survey form. You want to create a feedback form, or you want to create a 3-4 pages micro website. Then we use cloud pages in Marketing Cloud. So those cloud pages are created inside the Web Studio. In Web Studio, we create cloud pages so that we gather information from the customers and do a lot of different stuff. So now in our invoice transaction project, once a transaction has been made, we have seen how a transaction can happen, what are the components we require. Now, once an invoice email is sent to a customer, what we want to send him a survey form where he will provide some ratings to us. In that survey form, we have to get customer ratings, and you have to store those ratings into a data extension. You have to store those ratings into a data extension. So for that, to create that form, you will require cloud pages. So you will come to Web Studio and then you come to cloud pages and you click on create collection. Write any collection name here like B36 and click on save option. Once you have created a collection, you can add components here. So suppose we want to create a survey form, a cloud page, a single page, then we will use landing page option. So suppose we want to create B36 survey form. So we will write this B36 survey form, click on next and click on save. What this will do, this will open the interface similar to the interface we have for the emails. But this is different from email because it has a URL, which is a cloud page. So suppose you have created something here in the HTML, then you will be able to display it in a form of web page. Like suppose I want to create here HTML, or I want to just create heading. Welcome to cloud page. So this kind of heading will come. I will click on schedule publish option. I will generate a preview. If preview is correct, I will click on publish. Now what happened? This is a cloud page URL. You can open on the browser and you can open that page, the content of that page. Now this is a very simple example of cloud page, but this cloud page should be data driven. You have to get the customer data, or you have to display the customer data, because a lot of things you are getting inside your email, like renew your subscription. You know, somebody clicks the link, he sees the content related to him only on the website or on that page. So these cloud pages are data driven. So the first example we are going to see in the cloud pages, very simple example of smart capture form. Smart capture form helps you capture the data from the customer and stores in a data extension. So suppose we want to go with the feedback form. We want to go and create a smart capture form where customer will put their first name, they will put their last name, they will put their email address, they will put their rating. They will put their first name, last name, email address, and rating. Once we have Once we have triggered an invoice email, next time we have to send a survey. In that survey form, we want to get customer first name, last name, email address, and rating he want to give for his product. So how we will do? All these data should come to a data extension whenever a form is submitted. So we will quickly go and create a data extension and create all these fields in which we want to get the form submission data. So we will create a data extension here. Inside this data extension, what we want, sorry, I created list. So guys, let me create a data extension here, which will have name B36 survey. Click next, click next. What we have to capture? Subscriber key of the customer, first name of the customer, last name of the customer, email address of the customer, and we want to capture rating. Email address will have email address data type, rating will have number. We want to capture all this information, so we have created a data extension. B36 survey is the data extension where we want to capture the details. Now we want to create a CloudPage form where we want to capture all these details and store them into a data extension. So for that, we will drag and drop smart capture form. These smart capture forms are directly integrated with list and data extensions. So if you drag and drop smart capture forms, you have to select data extension here. Click on data extension, select your data extension. Select the data extension where you want to capture these details. You will automatically get all these attributes which you want to capture from a customer. You will automatically get all these attributes which you want to capture from the customer. So once you have selected all the attributes which you want to capture from the customer, all these attributes will be easily displayed. You can now click on schedule and you can click on publish option, and whosoever customer gets that email with this survey link, he will be able to submit his details. He will be he will be able to submit the details. Once we have submitted, we will come back to the data extension and we see that the survey data has already populated inside the data extension. This is the easiest way to work with CloudPages, to have something created which you can easily capture from the customers. Now, smart captures are having limited capability like this, but certainly this kind of form you don't want to send. It is not a beautiful form. You can try to design it, but still you will not be able to design that much beautiful. More important thing is you have to make this form data driven. So if my customer opens this form who has already purchased a product from me, why I am asking his subscriber key, why I am asking his first name, why I am asking his last name, why I am asking his email address. Only rating I should ask. I should pre-populate all these details for a customer to provide a better customer experience. If I receive a rating email, then I should pre-populate all these details. Why I am asking all these things from them, even on what grounds I am asking rating. I can display a product and ask him, this product you purchased, this was the date of the product, please give us a rating on this. If that email form is sent to any other customer, his product details and his names will be pre-populated. That is the actual data-driven cloud page which we have to do. So this is a mini project which we are going to make, where we are going to create an email which email we are going to send to the customer. And in that email, there will be a cloud page URL. Whosoever customer clicks that email will see his details pre-populated and he can provide the rating easily. That means we are going to fetch the details from the data extensions which we have created to pre-populate this cloud page. That will require AMPscript. So now the first thing which we have to do is, we have created a cloud page. We will delete this smart capture form, because on smart capture forms you can't pre-populate the things. And we will make our cloud page blank. The second thing is, we have to go and create an email in the Marketing Cloud. Where we will provide this survey link. So we will click on create option, email message, template. We will choose blank template. We will click on select option. So now in this cloud page, this is an email which we are going to create, where we have to, write a message. Thank you for hi % first name % last name %. Thank you for making a purchase. This I will. What happened? Okay. Please rate your experience. And below that, we are going to give a button. In this button, we are going to tell survey. In this button, we will provide the cloud page URL. What is that URL? We'll copy from here and we will provide that cloud page URL. So now guys, we have created an email. When we are going to send to somebody, suppose we are going to send to a data extension. Suppose this is our subscriber profile. We are going to send it to somebody. Then he will see this kind of email and there is a survey button. The moment he clicks on survey button, he should see a survey form. But many things in that survey form should be pre-populated. Like he should see his first name pre-populated, last name pre-populated, email address pre-populated, subscriber key pre-populated, even what product he has purchased pre-populated, what bill he got should be pre-populated, and we should provide the rating part which he can give. So all these things will be pre-populated. If any other person gets the same email, then his details should be pre-populated. So guys, for that we have to understand the integration between email and cloud pages, because you will send some people email to a data extension and email will be sent, like this survey email you are going to send post purchase. So once you send that email and whenever a customer opens, he should see his details. That means the data should pass from email to cloud page. Now to pass the data from email to cloud page, first you have to store these data into AMPscript variables. So we will use a code snippet block. We will write AMPscript variables here. Suppose you want to pass subscriber key, first name, last name, email of the customer from email to cloud page. Whenever customer opens the email, you want to pass all these information from email to cloud page. Where you will pass? You will pass to this URL, because people are already able to open this URL. So if these parameters has to be passed, these parameters should be passed in the cloud page URL. Then we have to write some logic in the cloud page to accept those parameters which are passed in the URL and display it on the cloud page. Simple mechanism. So we are going to pass all these things. How we are going to do? Setting the value. So we have declared variables and we have set the values of those variables. Now let's verify if we are able to get the values printed or not first to check. Let's try to check if the values are actually coming on the email or not. So we are able to get the values. So now guys, what we have done, we have created all these variables and stored the values from the data extension. Now these values you have to pass to this cloud page. And specifically you have to pass these values to the cloud page URL. So that whenever the cloud page with additional values are passed, opened, these values can be displayed on the cloud page. For that, you have a function called, let's suppose we have declared one more variable URL, then set @URL equal to redirect to CloudPages URL. This is the function we have to write. Redirect to CloudPages URL. Here you have to pass the URL ID. Every cloud page has a cloud page ID which is present in the page properties. Here you have to pass the cloud page ID in which you have to pass the extra parameters in their URL. Then you have to define what all parameters you want to pass. So I want to pass sub key. And the value of sub key is @sub key. Similarly, I want to pass f name. And the value of the f name is, similarly, I want to pass L name. And the value of L name is in the variable. Similarly, I have to pass email. Similarly, value is available in @email variable. So we have set the value of the URL here. Now we can try to print the URL using v function and see if values are getting passed or not. We will try to print the URL, but before that we have to close this. Click next. So you see that till here, cloud page URL, the original URL is there. The original URL is there. And then this is the query string, which is an encrypted query string, which holds all these values: first name, last name, email address of a customer. This query string is encrypted query string, which gets generated whenever you use this function, which is called as redirect to cloud pages URL. Now, guys, what will happen? Now, the link of cloud page is not same for everybody. Let me remove this print statement from here. Now, the link of cloud page is not same for everybody. If this subscriber key opens the survey form, he will have a different, now as we have created a custom link inside the URL, then we no longer have to pass a survey hard-coded URL here. What we will pass % equal to v equal to %, and here you will pass @URL, which is the final URL which contains encoded values: first name, last name, email address. So now if I open the URL, my URL will be different. If any other person opens the URL, his URL will be different. All these values are encrypted and passed inside the URL. So first part is done. We have to pre-populate the values. For that, whomsoever we are going to send emails, this small AMPscript will capture all his details, save it in a variable and pass into the CloudPage URL. Now next step lies on the cloud page. Once somebody opens, then his encrypted values will already be passed in the cloud page. Now those values you have to accept and display on the cloud page. So those values you have to accept and display on the cloud page. So now in the cloud page also you have to write an AMPscript code. Here also you have to write variables for which you have to accept the value, where @subkey, @fname, @lname, email. These four values are passed in a form of encrypted string in the cloud page URL. The same values you want to accept from the URL and display on the cloud page. So now you have to set the value. Suppose you have to set the value of subkey. Now this value from where it will come? It will come from the URL parameter. So we have a function called request parameter. And from the request parameter, what you want to request? The value of subkey. In your email, what parameter you have defined for subkey? You have defined this parameter for subkey. In this parameter, subkey is present. So we will have it here, request parameter subkey. Request parameter subkey. Similarly, we will request other parameters as well. Fname, lname, and then we want to request email. Here also we want to have fname, lname, email. Now once we have requested these parameters from the URL, we will display them equal to @subkey. Similarly, we will display first name, last name, email. Fname, lname, email. Now guys, whenever somebody will receive this survey form, then what will happen? Once he opens, he will see his details. So now this form will not generate any output now. It will only generate the output when it is sent from the email, because the data will be passed only from the email to cloud page. This cloud page is integrated. From here, we are passing the data. Here we are retrieving the data from the parameters. Now let's check. Now if this person L5F5 opens the survey form, what he will see? He will see his L5, he will see his subscriber key, he will see his email address. I think one thing is not getting printed. Let me check. Fname, lname. Some mistake happened, I think. Fname is not getting passed. It should work. Okay. Okay, it will work now. So now I clicked on this survey form and I see F6L6 subscriber key here. If I change the survey, change the subscriber, then I see a different subscriber here. Now guys, you understood how to pass the data from email to cloud page. Now here what we have to do, we have to create a survey form. We have to create a survey form and we have to get those details submitted to the data extension. That time we understood using cloud page, but now we will understand using HTML, CSS and AMPscript. So what we will do, we will divide the entire condition into if-else statement. For example, we want to capture ratings from the customer. We want to capture the rating from the customer. Then the if condition is if form is submitted, if form is submitted, if form is not submitted. Wait. Let's have an HTML form first. So what we will do, we have copied HTML form. We will try to create it here, where we have HTML forms. Here we will write survey form. We have first name field. We have last name field. Then we also want email address field. Then we also want subscriber key field. Then we also want rating. So what we will do here, So guys, this is the simple HTML form which we have developed. Now what we have to do, we have to pre-populate the customer name whenever he opens the form, and we have to ask for the ratings. We have to pre-populate the form with the customer details, and we have to ask the rating from that customer. So to pre-populate this form, you already have requested all these parameters. What you can do, you can use them in the v function in the value here in the HTML forms. Value equal to percent equal to v equal to percent here @ sub key. Read only. This you have to do on last name as well. This you have to do F name, L name, then here email, and rating we have to get. So now guys, we have created this survey form. We will click on schedule publish. Now anybody opens the survey form, he will get his details pre-populated, non-editable. First name, last name, email address. Now whenever he submits rating, whatever rating, 4, 5, 6, okay, this rating should get inside the data extension. That means whenever the form is submitted, all these should get inside the data extension. So now in the form, what we have to do, when the form is not submitted, then we have to show this form to the customer. But when the form is submitted, then we have to push the data to the data extension. That means we have to upsert the data. When form is not submitted, then he will still see the form. But when the form is submitted, then we will upsert the data to the data extension. So we will have two conditions, if else. One condition is if a form is submitted, what to do, and the other condition is if the form is not submitted, which is the else condition, what to do. And at the end of if else condition, we have end if. So if the form is not submitted, what will happen? The else condition will display all these data and will ask for the customer rating. But if the form is submitted, if the form is submitted, then what will happen? You see here, if I open this URL, when the form is not submitted, I am seeing this. But the moment I give the rating and submit the form, this rating will also go and get captured into the URL. Once the rating will go and gets captured into the URL, what you have to do? You have to request that rating as a parameter and you have to send it to the data extension. So we will write here if submitted equal to true, then if form submitted equal to true, then what you have to do? You have to request all the parameters which are submitted. That means you have to request first name, last name, email address, phone number, rating, all these 5 parameters again once the form is submitted and get inside the data extension. So again, you will declare variable @ form sub key @ form f name @ form l name @ form email @ form rating. And then you have to set each values. Form sub key equal to request parameter. What is the request parameter? Sub key you have to request, because the same way you have to request other parameters as well. So we have requested all these parameters. Once we have requested the submitted parameters, what we have to do? We have to upsert the data. Upsert the data extension. Which data extension you want to upsert this data? You want to upsert this data into the data extension you have developed. Let me open that data extension. So we have to upsert this data extension. We will define that in the syntax. After defining data extension, we have to write 1. Then what all values you want to upsert? This data extension is having subscriber key. We will upsert the subscriber key. What is the value of subscriber key? It is present in the form sub key. Then we want to upsert the f name. What is the value of f name? Form f name. We have to get last name. What is the value of last name? @ form l name. Then we have to get email address. What is the value of email address? @ form email. Then we have to get the rating. Submitted rating. That is @ form, sorry. Okay, form rating. Okay. So now once we have requested the parameters, we have upserted them to the data extension and we will display a message. Now we will try to click on schedule publish. There is some AMPscript error, that is why we are getting this error. Let me click on cancel. Some error we are getting here. This statement I have not written correct. Let me refer it. I have done it for others as well. Here one thing we have to write is form method equal to post. All these HTML thing you can refer on the internet. What you have to see is the AMPscript part. So now guys, see, we have written that code. We have clicked on schedule publish. Now if somebody receives an email, he will open his survey form. His details will be pre-populated. Subscriber ki first name, last name, email. He can give ratings and click on submit option. Some error is there. Let me rectify this error. Might be an issue with the upsert data extension. Okay, I missed comma here. Okay. So now if somebody opens the form, his details will be populated. He will give rating, click on submit, and he will get thank you for submitting message. Now we will go to email. And if we open that survey, we will see that one survey already filled. Now you can track who has filled the survey, what was his name, last name, email address, and what rating he gave. Somebody else can come, somebody else can fill the survey. Now you can get who extra has filled. Suppose he gave 6 points. You filled the survey, you refresh the data extension, you find that you have 2 records now. Now suppose he has changed his mind. He wants to change his rating from 6, he want to give 10. then this data upsert function will update that thing as well inside the data extension. That will update this thing inside the data extension. Now guys, you can, once you have written the functionality, you can include CSS to make this form beautiful. Like I will go to Google and sample form CSS. If I write, I will get few sample form CSS which I can copy and use it. Like this type of CSS I want. From style, I will copy. Up to style, I will copy. I will use it in our cloud page. Once I use it in cloud page, with modification here we can do. Now our survey form looks bit beautiful. We have to write custom CSS. Now it will look like this. Survey form. You can reduce this width, height, whatever it is. Few things are pre-populated, you can't change. And rating you can accept. 5 rating, if he gives, he clicks on submit, he will get, and you will see that his data is inside the data extension. Data is inside the data extension with fresh rating.